watching BBC Two. Now, with the help of the Diary of Samuel Pepys, Landmarks recounts the devastating events of the Great Fire of London.
The summer was just as hot as the plague summer of the year before, according to Samuel Pepys, who lived in London and kept a diary day by day.
July the 7th, the hottest night that ever I was in my life.
The heat wave continued through July and August. In the old city of London, a maze of narrow streets and wooden houses, there lurked a terrible danger. On the night of September the 1st, that danger was very real.
Toby!
Oh, Lord, look at that!
What are you going to do?
Nothing.
Ah, well, Sir Edmund, it's getting late and the glorious sun is down. I must thank you for an excellent supper.
Oh, the cook does her best, Mr. Armitage.
They're all very lucky to work for you, these servants of yours. You're a man of the best sort, my friend. You can always tell a man by his garden, I always say.
My pride and joy, Mr. Armitage.
A lovely garden. A jewel set in the centre of our thriving city. It does you credit. But I must be getting back to Eastcheap. You know the streets these days. A man's not safe at night, even in a chair. Toby.
Oi! Chair!
Quite a wind tonight.
From the east, I think.
Hard to tell in these narrow streets. Well, good night, Sir Edmund.
Good night, Mr. Armitage.
Eastcheap, my man.
That's better, though, Harry. Much better. We'll make a saddler of you yet.
Oh, thank you.
Well done, boy. It's getting late. You better stop now. We'll, rake out the fire before you go to bed. Make sure it's right out, won't you?
Yes, Master.
Good night, then.
Good night.
Is there anything more you want, sir? No. Except some more wine, Toby. And there's one of those French pastries left, I believe. Excellent pastry cooks. The French.
Good night, Sir Edmund.
Good night.
Some of our maids sitting up late last night, Jane called me up at about 3 in the morning to tell me of a great fire they saw in the city. So I rose, slipped on my nightgown, and went to the window.
I don't believe it.
That way! I'll make it worth your while. Don't waste time with water. All those houses down.
Good. Well done. Take it down Fish Street. Down there.
That's it. Well done, well done.
My Lord Mayor, sir.
Mr. Armitage, have you come to help?
But you must pull those houses down, man. You can't fight this with buckets of water. Get ththose houses down, man, or these jeep burns.
Good man, good man. No, not that way, not that way. That's all lost. Down Fish Street, down the bottom. That's it. Oh, Lord have mercy on us. Mr. Armitage, you're right. Houses must come down. But whose houses, sir? Whose houses? Yours? And who will pay for them? Who will recompense the owners? In the meantime, the wind blows from the east. And this is where we must fight the fire. This sheep must fend for itself tonight.
My Lord Mayor, sir. My home is in danger. Look out!
About 7, I rose again and looked out of the window. By and by, Jane comes, and she tells me that more than 300 houses have been burned down and that the fire was now burning all down Fish Street by London Bridge. I made myself ready and went down to the waterside. There I saw a great fire raging in every way, the wind mighty high and driving it into the city. Everything after so long a drought proved combustible, even the very stones of the churches. Nobody to my sight was trying to quench the fire, and there seemed little likelihood of stopping it. The streets were full of nothing but people, horses and carts laden with goods, removing things from one burned house to another. Everyone was endeavouring to remove their goods.
That'll be 2 guineas, sir. You'll find it's worth every penny. It's no time to break a harness, is it? Carting your worldly goods away from a fire. Thank you. Hey, this fire's going to be good for business now.
What fire?
There's a big fire burning all along the river, so they say. They won't come this way, though, not the way the wind is.
Wind can change.
Oh, no, it's too strong. It's in the east. The east.
Come, we'll go. Oh! Thank you.
I sent Harry down towards Thames Street to find out what's happening. He's been gone far too long. Oi, what's all that about?
Ah, they're chasing a Frenchie. Look, I got his hat. They're saying that the Frenchies started the fire, it's all a plot.
Oh, well, that fits. They're Catholics. That fits. Yeah. Where is the fire?
Oh, not too close.
Well, what does that mean? Not too close. Gracious Street, Fenchurch Street. East Cheap.
Not yet, but getting closer.
How close?
Well, the wind's not blowing this way.
Oh, we'd best pack some things, just a few, to guard against the worst. Fire can spread, Harry. Fire can spread.
I by water to Whitehall and to the King. I did there give an account of the fire which dismayed them all. I did tell the King and the Duke of York that unless His Majesty did command houses to be pulled down, nothing could stop the fire. They seemed troubled. Then the King commanded me to go to the Lord Mayor and command him to spare no houses, but to pull down before the fire in every way.
Ah, Sir Edmund, what can I do for you? Pull down houses, man. Cut a path, clear across London, something the fire can't cross. That'll stop it. I've been pulling down houses, sir. I've been doing little else all night. Then why not more, sir? Why not more? When a house is down, the fire can't burn it anymore. Tell me, Sir Edmund, does the fire draw near your own house, perhaps? No? not as yet, but Eastcheap is threatened, and Fenchurch Street, and Gracious Street maybe after that. Oh, so the wind blows from the east, but the fire moves north. Funny things, fires, aren't they? Sir Edmund, tell me, what will they say in Eastcheap if I have to pull their houses down? Huh? Rich men, merchants like yourself. I'll tell you what they'll say. They'll say, oh, wait, my Lord Mayor, our houses can't be pulled down. They cost money. Will you pay for them, my Lord Mayor? In short, sir, they all want houses pulled down, but not their own house. If the merchants of Eastcheap can't think of saving London before their own damn houses, if they can't see sense, they must be whipped to it. Listen, man, you're the Lord Mayor, aren't you?
Sir Thomas!
Mr. Pepys, what can I do for you?
Sir Thomas, the King commands.
The King? Since when must the City of London wait upon the King, sir? London expects her Lord Mayor to have a mind of his own. Mr. Pepys, I'm doing the best I can. I've been pulling down houses all night, but still the fire overtakes us. Now what more can I do?
We saw the fire grow. The whole city is now on fire. The churches and houses all on fire and flaming at once. And a horrid noise the flames made. St. Paul's itself is burnt. With news coming every moment of the growth of the fire, we were forced to pack up our own goods and prepare for removal. About 4 o'clock in the morning, Lady Batten sent me a cart to carry away all my money, plate and best things, which I did riding myself in my nightgown on the cart. Lord, to see how the streets and highways are crowded with people running and riding and getting carts at any price to fetch away their things.
Mr. Armitage!
My friend, my dear friend, I'm afraid I must impose on your hospitality.
How is Eastcheap?
Gone. Burnt to cinders, burnt to the ground. Do you mind all that I have left?
No, bring it all in. My house has plenty of room.
Thank you. As for me, I'm the new destitute, the new homeless. You know why. You know whom I blame. Sir Thomas Bloodworth, the Lord Mayor of London, that great incompetent.
Was your house burned down or pulled down?
Burned. Yes, I told him. Pull those houses down. Among the first I was. Among the first. And still the fire comes.
Today, I and Sir William Penn have ourselves taken steps to save the city. We have sent to the Navy stores at Woolwich and Deptford for men and gunpowder to blow up houses and thus stop the fire. I pray His Majesty will approve of what I have done. The Duke of York is now in command of the city, the Lord Mayor being set aside. Now begins the practice of blowing up houses, starting in Tower Street next to the Tower. This at first did frighten people more than anything.
So, if I'm not to be burned to the ground, I'm to be blown up. And who says so? The Duke of York. A Catholic. With London already burned to the ground, he's only waiting for the French and the Dutch to sail up the Thames. Now, that's right, Toby. Load up the carts. We must take everything we can. Can't have my treasures blown to bits. And Alice, my dear, the Parmesan cheese and my tobaccos, they're worth a penny or two. Bury them in the garden. Toby can help you. And now, time to try some real business. How the set, Captain? Sir, are you in command here?
Nell, we must leave now.
You manage that.
Aye.
Come on, love. Yes.
All right, I'm here.
It's all right, we're
I'm
going.
here. I'm here, love.
Can you bear to leave it? Can you bear to leave our home?
Easily, John. Easily.
So, Master, where do we sleep tonight? Where do you think, Harry? Under the stars.
Mary.
Come on.
Me hat!
Harry!
Where's me hat?
The gunpowder did the trick. By Wednesday, September the 5th, the worst of the fire was over. But most of London was in smoking ruins. Over 13,000 houses and 80 churches were destroyed. Like many Londoners, the Barnwells were homeless. But Samuel Pepys' house, near the Tower of London, wasn't burnt. Much to his surprise, the fire was stopped right at the end of his street.
September the 7th, 1666. Up at 5 o'clock, and blessed be to God, find all well. Then by water to Paul's Wharf. There I walked, and saw all the town burned, and the miserable sight of Paul's Church with the roof fallen in, Paul's School, Ludgate, Fleet Street, and my father's house, all burnt. It is still dangerous for any stranger to walk the streets, as there is talk of plots and of the French having had a hand in it. It is strange to think how long a time it is since Sunday last, being always full of actions and little sleep. I had almost forgot the day of the week.
If you'd like an order form for the notes or information on the complimentary radio series on Radio 5, please phone BBC Education Information on 081 746 1111. And on that same number you can find out about how the time of the Tudors and Stuarts is fun to learn in this BBC Fact Finder book. In a couple of minutes, the introduction to maths for 4- and 5-year-olds, Number Time, reaches number 10, with the usual lively mixture of songs, sketches and animation. And now at 2 o'clock, the news on BBC Two with Moira Stewart.
Good afternoon. The Prime Minister has been meeting the Northern Ireland Secretary, Sir Patrick Mayhew, and other ministers ahead of Sir Patrick's common statement on the government's contacts with the IRA. Downing Street says the document it's publishing will prove that ministers were not prepared to negotiate with terrorists while the violence continued. Sinn Féin has released its own papers and says a face-to-face meeting took place between a government representative and Sinn Féin.
The Northern Ireland Secretary went in to see the Prime Minister this morning. They're both aware the very credibility of the government is now at stake. Sir Patrick Mayhew says messages exchanged with the IRA will be released this afternoon. Downing Street insist They'll show the public and private positions of the government have stayed the same. No negotiations until the violence stops. That hasn't stemmed unionist anger over the fact that messages have been passed on when the government...
Are you having to beat them off with a stick?